This is the tale thus far. The king's need was exceeded by anger. Those who would help were destroyed. But from their deaths, a new power, drawn from sin, and an army that would live once more.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, your host, Bell Outright, with the Occult Gaming channel. And today we're continuing our journey into Darksiders II Deathinitive Edition. And this episode is going to be very strange for you guys. And we've already done the story stuff before, so I'm going to skip it. I found out that after this cutscene is over, that you cannot save the game until you actually go into the dungeon.
Something in the city. Many souls do not survive.
Which is a really strange way of doing things, but that's the way this game does it. So it's all good though. This episode is actually there's a couple of things with this episode before we get started. This episode was actually recorded previously, but the footage was messed up, so I wasn't able to keep it. And before, I had used footage I recovered from my PS4 because I was making backups for my PS4. But the thing is, the backup didn't start until about maybe 30 or 40 minutes into the dungeon after I passed like the first, maybe sixth of the dungeon. That's very hard to say. After I passed the first sixth of the dungeon, I still messed it up, sixth. After I passed that, that's when I guess I started recording it, or that's when the PlayStation started picking up my recording, or I don't know how that worked, but I did not get the full dungeon. So this video is made, really, I've already completed the game and recorded the game's ending. So this game is actually, or this recording is actually done after that. So, and I'm also using my alternate file, so my gear is going to be a little different. I had to actually play through and do all that stuff. So yeah, I'm actually on, and you see I can't save it here. I'm actually on New Game Plus on the current file. I'm recording that to get the rest of the achievements for the game. But that's just some behind the scenes stuff. Right now what I'm going to do is remember what the hell I'm doing. Right now I'm going to use that soul splitter I was telling you guys about at the end of the last episode. And you guys are going to see it in action. So with the soul splitter here, with the soul splitter we have the two different versions of death. And it works similar to the interdiction in that you get these, I guess you can call them puppets. They're actually like two halves of Death's soul, but you get these two individuals who you can use to move things. So because Death is only one person, he's not going to be able to solve certain puzzles. But since now we have two Deaths, because we're using two different halves of his soul, we're going to be able to do puzzle stuff like this. So as you can see, we can switch between these two on the fly, and they can both control the exact same as Death. It's actually pretty cool. There we go. Now I vaguely remember explaining some stuff about these guys in future episodes, because it'll be future episodes for you guys if you're just tuning into the playthrough for the first time. For me, it's going to be episodes from the past, so I know that sounds confusing, but I do remember explaining more in depth about these guys. But just in case my memory's just tricking me, playing tricks on me, let me give you another explanation right now. So the difference between this and interdiction is you aren't going to be able to fight with these two guys at the same time. You can try, but the thing is, between selecting between these guys, there's a bit of a delay. So if you hear my button here, you can actually hear you can actually get a sense of the delay with these two characters. So you aren't going to really be able to use this ability in the middle of combat. That's the thing. And that's the lamest thing about this one. But for puzzles, this is really cool. And for exploration, it's kind of cool. The only other thing is you can't take these guys too far from the death statue, or it will result in some distortion. And then if we take it even farther, the whole thing ends. So that is the thing with this ability. It's great for puzzles. These guys can do everything that death can. They can even use his special ability. So right now I have the shadow split equipped, but I can't equip, say, the gun. These guys can shoot. I can equip the death grip. They can use the death grip. I can use his teleport slash, and they could use the teleport slash. So it's really cool stuff, but I wish it had more combat capabilities, because if you guys know Darksiders, you know that typically all the abilities have some sort of combat application. There's a few that don't. Even in the first one, there was a few that didn't, but for the most part, they all had various combat applications. Alright, so previously I did not record this first part. I didn't record maybe the first couple of rooms of this place. So we're going to do that right now. And I'm just going to lead this into the other episode I recorded. Which was a pretty fun episode. I actually went back and looked at it to get a sense of where the hell I needed to be with this episode. And it was an episode about PS1 classics being remade. So I think I recorded that one about a couple of months ago. Ahead of Final Fantasy VII Remake and ahead of Resident Evil 3 Remake. Which those were in March, I believe. March and April. So I've had to record that probably at the beginning of March or the end of February, I should say. So yeah, I did miss this room as well. And what I'm doing with this character is I'm actually playing with the teleport slash. That's really the only ability I got maxed out. Show you guys. I got it completely maxed out, and I am having all sorts of trouble using this sort of build. It is mostly a physical build. I'm again using the I was using the skeletal axe. Now I'm using a echidna's claws, echidna's fangs. My problem with teleport slash is it has no knockback, and it takes a fair amount of wrath too for not regenerating it at the very least. At least with Exhume you get regeneration, wrath regeneration. Get my ass kicked. It's like a purple scythe over there. Cool thing about teleport slash is you can't hit these guys even when they're guarding with their shield. I do like that aspect about it. Oh, and not frozen. And teleport slash does have a chance to freeze them. Did I kill him? Oh, I thought I killed him. That is the coolest thing about it. And that was no pun intended, by the way. I just caught what I said there. Okay, cool. So it's a little funny because on both my New Game Plus and here I'm actually around the same amount of progress. So now on this file I'm a little bit ahead of my New Game Plus file. Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's another thing I want you guys to look out for is because this playthrough I forgot quite a bit. I actually forgot that that's a funny thing. He's like trapped in there now. I actually forgot that there were some achievements that weren't accessible I should say, during the first playthrough. So you're gonna have to do New Game Plus to get every achievement in the game. I was actually hoping to do just like the first Darksiders and get all achievements by the time I beat the game. It's just not possible, unfortunately. I did everything that you could do to ensure that would happen, and there's just certain things you can't do. Most of the stuff has to do with the Crucible, unfortunately. Alright, and this episode is going to have a bit of an abrupt ending as well. Actually, has there been any episode in this series that's had an abrupt ending? I might be thinking of a different series that I made that had an abrupt ending. But this one today most likely will have an abrupt ending. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, this room in and of itself, there was a lot of exploring you had to do to progress into the next area, so I'm probably wrong about that. I think it's gonna take at least a good half hour to get through this particular room. So it probably won't be abrupt. One thing I did forget to get my first time through here was this over here. So you guys are gonna see me get this twice because I do get it later in a compilation video when I'm getting all the relics I missed. So if this confuses you later on, just remember we've already gotten it. So this will be the only one that I end up getting twice, because again I'm using another file to show you guys this part of the playthrough. And I contemplated like just letting it go, because I figured you guys could get through here just fine, even though I messed some footage up. And it wasn't my fault. It was definitely the fault of my old recording equipment, my older laptop, and the Elgato I was using. Mostly my laptop. It's just I was using a laptop from 2011. It was just too old to keep up. But I've since upgraded and things are a lot better. There we go.
Impossible.
Yeah, there's a couple of things you guys are going to see me get twice in this place, because there's a lot of stuff I actually ended up forgetting here.
I cannot.
That's fine. Not gonna waste too much time here. I think I'm gonna end up getting that again, but that's okay. Let's just see how far we can get through here. Alright, this is a pretty dark room, but what you want to do is you want to climb up there first, and then behind us we're gonna find that over there. Do we need to climb to get up there? No, okay, there's a pillar right there, okay. Couldn't see that for a second. And then this leads to a pair of weapons, the Lich Spines. And these are pretty cool, and they these stay relevant for pretty much the rest of the game once you get these. So let's go ahead and read the description for it. The Lich Spines. The Lord of Bones used this weapon to depose Argul, the deposed king. And I remember cracking about that sentence before, but I'm going to skip that now. Built from the very bones of his finest warriors, the Lord of Bones imbued his weapon, named the Lich Spines, with tendrils of lightning that sear into foes with every blow. The strike of the Lich Spines can shock an opponent, stealing vital wrath energy and transferring it to the wielder. So yeah, these stay good. I think they're gonna be my level at the moment. They might even be a little bit higher. Oh, they're 17, 16. But yeah, they stay relevant for the rest of the game because the wrath you get from these things is phenomenal. So I'm gonna take full advantage of it. So make sure to remember the location of that. Alright, and this is another example of us using our brand new ability. So I'm going to go ahead and you always want to consider where to put your body. Your body ends up becoming the statue. So always keep in mind where you want to put that. You always want to put it not too far from your objectives. So you want to put it like in between where you want these two to go. So you can have maximum range on them. Because you're going to see in a moment that the body is actually usually a vital part in solving these puzzles. So for now, what I'm going to do is grab this. If it's possible. Alright, now the important thing to do here is to get this, our body, we want to get this on top of here. Because we want to basically maneuver death into the next room. And the only way to do that is by putting him on this platform and moving him with the I don't really know what to call them. The twin deaths, I guess I'll call them. Soul deaths. Alright, so as you can see, thing here makes sense. We can even like super push him in there. And for all intents and purposes, he's in here. So yeah, he's in here. We ain't gotta worry about nothing else. We can transform back. So we got a couple more puzzles in here that are like that. Excuse me. So they're just kind of giving us a little taste of it. It's a lot of health potions here. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty good on health potions and gear, so I might leave a couple of these treasure chests closed. I don't really need them like that, but I'll definitely make sure to show you guys where they are. I just don't want to keep picking up health potions and can't use them. I'd rather come back and get them if I need them. Right, and we have progressed to another treasure chest. If you guys want it, it's gonna be right there. Treasure chests typically level up with you. So you might want to, in some cases, save those. I don't think they always level up with you, but I think in most cases they do. Alright, so we open this little shortcut here. But the important thing is we got the dungeon key. Yeah, there's a lot of potions here now. I believe this is just about where I previously... I might have done that stuff over there. So if there is some overlap, I do apologize. Alright, and there we got the Soul Arbiter Scroll. Sweet. 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 It's been a while since I heard that. Alright, so the camera here is pretty shitty. No lie. Okay, so there's probably going to be some overlap, I'm thinking. Alright, so we got a full Book of the Dead chapter. How did I fall? Like, I don't know what happened there. This part is just weird, the stuff they do with the camera. So weird. Alright. So what do I want to do here? What am I trying to do? I think I want to be in the center of this here. Then I want to do Soul Splitter, pretty sure. Yeah, this part is like unforgivable. What they do with the camera here. You just gotta keep pressing the X button and hope for the best. Goodness. That looks like, if you guys are Dark Souls fans over there, that looks like King Walnir a little bit. Kinda. Okay, so we got one of these guys over here. And I remember previously, last episode started right in here. So that's where we want to end this episode at. Alright, and we got two ways we can go. This is the way we have not been before. And the cool thing is, anything we pick up floats all the way over to this guy. So I'm gonna see if I can catch the next item, so you guys can see it travel down to the statue body. Let's see what's over here. So whatever I get here is gonna travel on down there. Let's see, you got money, and you saw it. Alright, what else we got? Then we go down. You guys can probably hear birds in the background. I've been playing this for a couple hours now. Late at night, like a madman. And watching, for the most part, I was watching ENB VODs. He has a new VOD channel on YouTube. And it's been so long since I've watched his content that I forgot how good it is, man. I was getting back into it, watching him play Dark Souls sort of speed run with the cleric. It's pretty good stuff. Since he like mostly moved over to Twitch, I've actually haven't been catching his a lot of his content, but that reminded me why I love his content so much. So if you guys watch ENB, you'll see like a lot of similarities between stuff I do and the stuff he does. Cause basically I kind of my style is gonna be heavily influenced by his style. I did this already, right? Yeah. All right. Getting late. My already bad memory is getting worse. So yeah, that's, or that up there, is that where that? I didn't actually get a chance to see like what that affected. I don't know if it showed it or what. Okay, I really couldn't even hear him do stuff. Oh wow. I don't know how he fell completely off. Like I was looking at the arrow down there to see like if he was actually doing stuff. And he was doing stuff, but where, how many times do I gotta jump? That should be good, right? Okay. So weird. Nope, that did not do that. Oh yeah, forgive me, it's pretty late. And I think I have to go to the either the previous room or probably the previous room, I'm thinking. There might have been something over there though that I'm not considering. No, I think it's the previous room. Is this? No, not yet. Oh no, it's over here. Was that what it is? Couldn't have been. No way. What did I just do? I'm very confused. Previously I wasn't this confused. Like, okay, there we go. That was, man, maximum confusion. Okay, so I'm thinking I gotta carry this over here. There's also stuff in here to consider. But the stuff over there might just be extra. That's what I'm thinking. But you know what? Let's do that first, since that was the option initially. And keep in mind, I've explored this area fairly recently. That's just a testament to how bad my memory is. Like, I didn't just explore this area, I combed it to find all the secrets. And I found all the secrets, and I still can't remember how to properly traverse this area. My memory is just that bad. So every time I play this game is gonna almost be like the first time I played this game. It's kind of crazy. So this is gonna be another thing you guys are gonna see me get twice, because I did miss it on my first time through here. Book of the Dead page, but to you newbies to this particular walkthrough, that'll be a good tip for you. We do have that there. That's gonna raise the bridge. Did I? It looks like I went through here already, so not gonna bother with that again. Next, we go through here. You can see some stuff up there if you look up. That boatman's coin. Doesn't look like there's anything particularly special here or there. And to me, this is pretty odd because I definitely feel like I recorded this before, but I think, shit, oof, that was almost bad. I was supposed to actually climb up a bit. What do you call it when you scabber up? No, I don't think it's called scabber. But it is 4 o'clock in the morning, so the portion of my brain that comes up with that conjures up the English language is not properly functioning at this point. I know these ladies run this bridge. Completely forgot about that. Give me all that. And 1111, that's a daily number for me. Lesser daily number. Oh, she fell right off. She fell right off. Goodness. And she got hit with the laser beam. Goodness, lady. Could that have gone worse for her? I don't think so. This is a little funky right here. You probably want to jump and do it because yeah, there's like invisible shit right here. So at least you want to get like as close to the edge as you can to do like that. Right? Was there a bomb over here? There is. I'm actually gonna need that. I thought there was a... Oh, this thing. Excuse me. Alright, and there are more enemies ahead over here. But we're also going to need to climb around there to get the, there's a boatman's coin suspended above the air. Right, and as you can see, you can actually take these guys into full-on combat. You usually want to make sure that the other twin isn't anywhere near because they do take damage. They both take damage even if you're only using one of them. If they're both in the combat zone and the one you're not using gets hit, he takes full damage. Well, you take full damage because you're using both characters. Both characters are connected to Death's same health bar. Or I should probably say they use Death's same wrath and health pool. Which is an interesting way of doing this. Probably not the best way, but if you're smart about it, you really don't have anything to worry about because typically you won't be using both of these guys in combat. And one thing I used to think, I kind of like intuitively started thinking, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that was actually pretty dumb. That was actually extremely dumb. Yeah, one thing that I used to think is that when you're using these characters that you had less defense. It made sense to me, but I don't believe that's the case. I don't think using these guys reduces your defense in the least. So coming over here was a good idea because I actually forgot to pick this up. Relic of Etugoth. So let's see if we can get this on the first try. Doubtful, but I'm gonna attempt it. Close to the edge as possible. Maybe even kind of running off of it a little bit. Yeah. That was pretty good. Okay, we can get the hell out of here. We've done all we can. Make sure there's nothing else in here. I don't think so. There's one wall run down here. It's a pretty cool hallway. Yeah, that was very glitchy. Right, and this here will open the door. Which I believe is a shortcut to a previous area that we were at. Is this? Okay, this is close to where I think I want to end it at. Close, but I don't think it's quite there. This here is... Okay, cool. This here is where we were at before. Yeah, this is the big room. The big room's over here. And then the where did this lead to? It led to the other, yeah, it led to this room with the beam. Seems like every time I go into that room I get a gold piece. I'm not sure what that's about. It's like that on my other file too. Maybe some sort of glitch. Okay. So this is where we want to go. Now I think we're closing in on the end of the episode, which ain't too bad. We went over 30 minutes, which is about where I thought this one would go. But surprisingly, I missed all of this in my last recording of this particular episode. So I am glad that I got all this. I kept going because I forgot exactly how much dungeon I was supposed to have traversed, but it's not a good idea to miss 40 minutes of playtime. It's not. Definitely glad I went ahead and did this over. So this is the way the next part starts, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. So I appreciate you guys. I really am thankful for how patient you guys are with these playthroughs. Is all over the place, is messy, is is out of order, but trying to make sure to get you guys the best possible walkthrough possible, even with stupid sentences like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys know what I can improve. I know there's a lot, but anyways, take care guys. Till next time, peace.